What's going on, world? DS1 Ross. And I'm back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate all the love and support as always. I have a great interview coming for you guys tonight. Um, I have my brother here, 89 TV. We're just gonna get to know this brother a lot more. Um, I had the pleasure of being on his show last week, and it was great. You know, I really like this brother a lot. I think he's very intelligent. Um, I could tell he's very disciplined, and I'm glad he gave me this opportunity to to interview him and allow my audience to get to know him. Um, I'm gonna put his the link to his channel in the description so y'all can go and y'all can subscribe to him. Um, yeah, y'all can definitely do that. Shout out to everybody that's coming in, of course. Peace to everybody that's in the chat room right now. I will get to y'all in a minute. Just trying to make sure my brother channel was in here. It's in here real quick. And yes, you are welcomed here. Everyone's welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. Don't worry about that. There we go. So the link to his channel should be in the description box. Y'all go check it out. Um, Shout out to my brother, the underrated darkness. Cause I wouldn't have been able to meet this good brother right here if it wasn't for him. So shout out to him, of course. And shout out to all y'all for tuning in again. I appreciate if y'all hit the like button when coming in. Very much appreciated. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce y'all to 89 TV. The link that I put down there is to his educational channel. Um, y'all subscribe to that. I think y'all would really love his content over there. His 89 TV channel. You could just type in 889 TV. He does a lot of sports things. So if y'all not really into the sports thing, y'all could subscribe to 89 Education. What's up, bro? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well, very well. Just went by the beach, relaxed by the pool, and now I'm chilling inside. So, you know, it's all good.
Man, I wish I could do that, bro. It's kind of
Yeah,
like it's kind of like over for beach weather where I'm at.
yeah, I know. But but hey, it's always a good time to go by the beach. Every time when I'm around the beach, I always stare by the horizon because it is a sense of curiosity in my mind. You know, I don't know what's on the other side, but you obviously know what's on the other side. Is on the other side of South Carolina is Europe. But I just want to know what's in the middle of that. Any obstacles that could come my way. That to me is the question mark at why I stare at the horizon.
Interesting, interesting. So we're gonna start it now, bro. And my first question for you is you got a little background noise, bro.
I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
well, this is the best environment I could get right now.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Um. Well, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself. Let everybody know where you from.
Hello, guys. This is A9 TV here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, if you check my channel out, you'll see the beach. You see me doing videos on the balcony, and yeah, I'm just chilling by the Carolinas. When I started YouTube, I started in 2015, and it was originally 89 Productions. It was a music channel, but then it wasn't getting the attention that I needed. So I cut the channel down. At the start of 2018, I cut the channel down. Then I rebuilt it to 89 TV. Then I built a couple of brand accounts. So I had a feeling something's gonna happen to my channel, and it just did. YouTube put my live. I can't do live streams on YouTube for 90 days for over a copyright dispute, but I can still upload videos. But that's a good thing. But but the good thing, what's best is that I still have these brand accounts that I'm building. 89 Education, um, 89 Productions. I changed 89 Productions into a brand account, and 89 TV is my main channel. So I have that, and I have another gaming channel out there on YouTube, and I have another YouTube channel that I use on my second platform, which is Twitch, which is basically the gaming version of YouTube, but it's a lot better. That's YouTube's arch rival. So I'm gonna spend a lot more time on there since YouTube put me on this 90-day live stream suspension. Yeah, yeah. But it's a little bit of revenge on my part. So all the videos that go on my Twitch, I can export them to a whole new YouTube channel. And I just made a whole new brand account for that as well. 89 Twitch TV. But I'm not really focused on that channel right now. I'm just focusing on education and productions. Twitch is my second platform. You know, I'm trying to get paid on Twitch. Like I'm almost there to getting paid on Twitch. I have a friend who's been affiliated. He's getting paid on Twitch. So I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot of help on Twitch as well, so I can get some income in. So the sky's the limit for me. The sky is the limit for me and this channel. And okay.
Definitely, definitely. So what made you want to even do YouTube? What drew you to being a content creator? You know, because a lot of people are just chat room participants. What made you want to content create?
Honestly, I was just curious into making videos. It actually all started in school. We just made videos in school, and like I was curious in how I could do videos on YouTube because I seen a lot of these channels on YouTube make videos and people like them and getting paid on that. So I figured that I want to do that as well. And that's how I started. So I choose a specific place in YouTube. I chose my audience, type of audience I want to do. I chose a category which was music, and it's basically good. It's basically I'm just getting started into the business thing, you know. And that's what YouTube making YouTube videos is pretty much is. It's basically business. If you take it that way. If YouTube is your side thing, then okay. But to some people, it's business, and I take it seriously. I take my YouTubing seriously, my content serious, and I take it in a personal business matter. So when I started in 2015 as 89 Productions, I wasn't I didn't get a whole lot of views. Then I started watching videos on how to make your channel better, grow your channel. I took a little something from that. Then I took a little bit something from other videos, and I looked on a bunch of other channels I subscribed to. Take a little bit of that as well. And after a while of planning, a couple months of planning, setting things out, I created 89 TV. And why I created 89 TV is because my favorite football player, basically my favorite NFL team was the Carolina Panthers. Then my favorite player on that team was Steve Smith before he got traded to Baltimore and all that. So out of his number, I made 89. That's why I created 89. And TV is just TV, YouTube. And when I first started YouTubing, started 89 TV, um, it was kind of funny because people were actually thinking that you go on a channel and you type in 89 and that'll be my channel on there, but that's no, I'm just YouTube channel. But 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 when they start telling me that, that created a whole new thinking way. That's gonna probably my goal. That's gonna be my goal. Get a channel on TV, on cable TV, so you guys can watch me. Uh, you can get the best content, and it's basically that. Now I'm just now in my personal life, I'm just working on getting my associate's degree, associate in arts. Then I'm gonna go to college, get a bachelor's degree in journalism and broadcasting, and that's that. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm pretty I'm a pretty invade. I'm pretty good at business. I'm really I really do notice things in business. You have to notice things. You have to notice changes. You cannot sit up there and be lazy and just let your opportunities slip away. I take advantage of my opportunities, and that's why I'm a YouTuber. I want to take advantage of this opportunity that I have, and I want to take advantage of my thinking space, my thinking, and let my creations come to life, come to real life.
Totally understand, man. And I'm impressed by that. I can tell that you're very serious. You're focused. And you're determined. And as y'all can see, family, um, as y'all can see the title in the parentheses, life of teenagers in 2018. And this is because, when I found out this brother's age, man, um, I was so shocked. I'm like, wow, he pretty much he gave me hope. A lot of us, older people, we think that this generation that's coming up are doomed. But you know, this brother, he gave me a lot of hope, man. So if you don't mind, brother, if you uncomfortable, but if you are comfortable, share with the family how old are you?
Okay, three, two, one. 17.
Wow. Y'all see that, man? Y'all see that? That's come on. I mean, at that age, man, I don't hear that. I haven't even heard, you know, people I grew up with when I was that age, they wasn't that serious, man. They wasn't business oriented. They wasn't business driven. So you ahead of the curve, brother. And this is why I felt like, you know, My audience need to hear you, man. So
Hey, can I say one more thing?
go ahead, bro.
17 years old, and I have college credits, and I'm supposedly 11 credits away from my bachelor's degree. I mean, my associate's degree, but it's supposed to be like 5. I don't know why, but the system's trying to. I passed some classes, but I should be like 5 or 6 credits away from my associate's degree in arts.
Damn. See? Wow. Never cease to amaze me, bro. 17 years old, a couple of credits from an associate's degree. Man, that takes a lot of determination, man. Um, so how do you have fun with being so determined and being so focused? Like, how do you have fun? Like, how do you still, be a teenager?
Um, Basically, you see, I all the fun I have is doing the usual things. I don't like being surprised. I do like being surprised, but like surprised from like from a large wide range of scales. Like I don't like being surprised like all the way. No, no. That's like you know if you're a parent, you take your kid out to the same place, same restaurant every time. But now you want to surprise a kid. You want to take them to a different restaurant. I'm that type of guy. That's the type of surprise I wouldn't mind. But but to me, fun. I always admire. I always never stop look. I never stop being grateful to my origins, and that's what's most important. Um, you know, you're. I mean, it's all good living life, having fun, but the thing is that your last name does represent something, and it represents the people that paved the way for you. And for that, I take full responsibility in that. I take responsibility in this my generation of teenagers, and and um and anything that they do, I would have to back up because they're my generation, you know. And and I also take responsibility as a male, as my skin color, as my personality, as my character. You have to take responsibility all around, all around you, from your last name to your skin, to your organs, your eyes, your eyebrows, hair. You have to take full responsibility of that, of what it represents, because there's more to about your skin than there is in you know smoking a cigarette, or just cutting your skin. You know, there's some real meaning that people need to they need to uncover for themselves. But to answer your question directly, how do I have fun? I just watch TV. Um, I don't really like watching a whole lot of cartoons, but I watch some. I watch a little bit of sports, ESPN, but we all know that they're not real. Cause I found out that they were sellouts, in which I, I was getting the mental vibe of that they are sellouts. I just need some confirmation behind that. So there's that. But and I'm a gamer. I play the PlayStation, and I have fun doing that as well. So having fun is a whole lot of stuff that I'm doing. And by the way, I usually like writing a lot too. I have I have two books actually. I've written two journals. Um, One journal is I wrote when I started writing in my journal since I was 13, and I finished last year or the year before. Yeah, last year or the year before. I finished that one whole journal of that. Then this is all in my teenage. Then I started my second journal. I'm continuing and I'm developing in that. Then I'm writing another book, which is electronic on my Google Drive, and it's 45 pages long. And I haven't done that since because I'm focusing on other stuff. And I've written um quote of the days. It's like I give you some poetry. Um, you know, one poetry confidence, one line of poetry of confidence for that day. And right now I'm up to day 57, around 60. But I want to do all 365 days. That thing that's my goal for that. And the other thing is that I want to do a pamphlet, make a pamphlet for basic poetry, for my basic poetry as well. So it and it's real actual poetry, you know, from anything from relationships to pretty much nothing in general. Oh yeah, and I have another set of poems too. This is basically for like relationship types. It's called Her. That's what I call it. But you'll find out it's really beautiful poetry. And I have all these things at such a young age. I'm doing all these things at such a young age, and it's that I'm pretty one of a kind.
Definitely, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Now we're gonna get, into the topic. I feel like, I don't want to go too much, get too personal with you. So,
All
my
right.
first question is, being that you see YouTube and all of these social media platforms and stuff as a way for you to take advantage of what you're trying to create, why do you think most of the teenagers today in 2018 they're misusing it? Why do you think they misuse social media?
That's pretty much a simple question. It's because they don't realize the importance of the platform that they're using. They think on social media is basically for popular celebrities and all that. But no, no, it's basically for your own creation. Social media is what you want to put out there into the world. It's your image that you're putting out there to the world. So, if you want to be an Instagram model, you're gonna put your body out there as an Instagram model. If you want be a gaming business, then you're gonna put yourself out there as a gaming business. So what teens do is that us teens, because I'm 17 and I have to represent my generation. What us teens usually do is that we just take it for granted. We are under pressure of adulthood because adulthood is creeping on up, and what our lives are changing. What we're changing from little kids to mature adults, and and the majority of us teens are pretty much we're not pretty much settled on that. We want to we want to we want to look back to our days, but there's no looking back, and they know that. So so they feel like they're being pressured into this this box that they put themselves in, and then that's where they start smoking, drinking, and all that kind of bad stuff. That That's pretty much what it is. It's that, that's the answer. It,
So so are you saying that a lot of the teenagers today they they misuse things and abuse things because they feel the pressure of adulthood? Is that what you're saying?
yes, along with that, yeah, that's one of the reasons. And another reason is that, like I said, it's a pretty simple question. It's a simple question, but another thing is that they don't really they don't really see it. They're just too blind to see the use of social media. It's because we're just tired of school, and everybody feels that way. But they do not get what school is trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you some really valuable and mature stuff in school, and we take that for granted. And this is why we misuse social media and platforms in the wrong way, instead of you know putting out our intelligence. Because I know there are some teenagers out there that are highly intelligent, and they don't have YouTube channels. So I just want to tell them that you have a brain, and make sure you use it in the correct way, because this is pretty simple stuff. Learning stuff from school, you learn to not say certain stuff on social media. That's the kind of thing. So for us teenagers to ignore the fact and still do the things we do on social media, it destroys the purpose of you learning at school.
Okay, okay. Um, do you think that some of the pressures that they may have of becoming adults, do you think it comes from parents also? Do you think a lot of parents nowadays is putting a
Yes,
lot of pressure on y'all teens?
yes, yes, and yes. It's not that we're not ready. It's just it takes a while for our minds to settle in this state of adulthood. It really does takes a while, because remember, our brains are not fully mature until around 25. I think it was 23, 24, 25. But but so our brains are not fully developed. We're trying to get used to this lifestyle that is our future, and for us to for parents to make us do these things at at like a couple of years before our maturity of before our highest level of maturity. It's a lot to inhale, and it's a lot to deal with. And and I want all the parents to give their teenage son and daughter some thinking space, because it really does take a lot of thinking at such a and it's still a young age. It really does. So we just need time and space to make our own decision to make our decisions, and that will set forth our future when we are fully developed at 25. Our brains are fully developed at 25, 24, or 23.
Okay, I understand that, and I'm glad you said that. Now, what you saying that right? Um,
Mhm.
according to previous, like prior generations, like when I was younger, you know, my parents was trying to get me ready, to grow up and be an adult also too. So, do you think that can cater to the dysfunction of a lot of adults today? But being that they were forced to or rushed into adulthood before they were pretty much ready. Because when I started high school, my dad used to tell me that I need to think about my career, you know, um, what I want to become, what do I want to take up in college. Like, he was telling me, you know, that I need to
Hmm.
figure these things out in ninth grade when I was in ninth grade. And do you think that do you think it's something wrong with that? Because I honestly feel like with the world moving so fast, if your parents don't get you ready for it, the world's gonna rush you through it anyway. So do
Right.
you think it's something wrong with that, or do you think it has its benefits?
To be honest, I, I honestly would not do not blame the parents. I do not blame you for putting us through this, because that is like that's like the tradition. That's like the humanistic tradition of what more say psychological tradition of us humans. But it's never too early to think about your career. But but you know it. But there is something wrong. There is a problem. There is a problem at ninth grade thinking about your career. But um and remember, the brain isn't fully developed until 23, 24, 25. So you are like a lot of years away from that. Not and so you're a lot of years away from that, and you're being asked to make a decision that could possibly change dictate your life. And I think that shouldn't be forced upon you until you are you are basically around my age.
Okay, I understand that. Now, what you saying that, I'm gonna just play devil's advocate here. Is
Okay.
is that some of the reason why a lot of adults today say that the generations, um, the generation that's being raised up today are a lot weaker because y'all are saying that y'all are being rushed into adulthood when the previous generations pretty much, it like you said, it's
Yeah.
tradition. So why isn't this generation willing to follow the tradition? Why is the kids in this generation, why do they want to circumvent tradition? Why do they think that they should have more time? Like, why should we wait till you're 22 or 23 or 24 for you to fully develop or fully figure out what you want to do in life?
Um, the reason why we're speaking out, well, my generation is speaking out, is because we have the pleasure and great opportunity to voice our opinions through social media. So that plays a role into it. But it but not only that, there are a lot of things people speaking out today, such as cancer, murder, death, um, birth rate, birth control, all that stuff is being spoken out. So we have the pleasure, the great pleasure and opportunity to speak out our minds, to speak out our opinions, and voice our opinions. The problem is that most of these people speaking out about these are adults, and what I'm trying to to say is that many teenagers like me need to use our platforms correctly and speak out about some things that they need to get off their chest. That is a fact. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to keep it in. We don't know what you're going through, and we don't know how you're feeling every single day. And it's up to you to speak out to speak out those things. And because when you keep it in, you're not gonna you're not gonna take it incorrectly. You're not gonna take inhale it the correctly, or it's gonna be so much that you explode. Not literally. I'm just saying mentally.
Right, right. I understand. And I'm learning, man. That's why I'm asking you these questions too, because I have a 13-year-old son myself, and so I really respect your perspective, and I'm really taking heed to what you're saying. Why do you feel the teenage suicide rate is so high? As you can see, a lot of you know, Mac Miller, he just died. He wasn't a teenager, but you know, he's one of the guys who a lot of the teenagers look up to. Um, you had a XXX. He was very big to the teenagers, and he was
Yeah,
killed, but he also rapped about suicide. Lil Peep, he overdosed off of drugs. He spoke about him having suicidal thoughts. So why do you think a lot of these teens are contemplating suicide?
it's because that they are at a young state and they're being asked to do a lot. That I like I said, brain's not fully developed to 23, 24, 25, and they're like 13-year olds, 14, 15-year olds. That's usually around that range. The Around those range of kids, they are being asked to do a lot. That they're being asked to um to take the keys and drive their own life, not just their car, but their life. And and me personally, I think that they're a little bit too young for they're too young for that, and they should start at a much quote unquote later age. But but the reason of these teen suicides is because it's just because of stress, and they feel hopeless because when you're going through suicidal thoughts and depression, you basically think that you have nobody there for you, and when your parent's not there for you as a teen, as a depressed teen, then then that's a wrap. That's basically a wrap. And I'm sorry to say that, but the parent does have that goes to show that the parent does have responsibility for that child, and that you have to love your child, and you have to stop and you have to stop ignoring your child's behaviors. You have to take action into your child's behavior. You have to notice that. You have to take it in, observe it. You know that's what you have to do as a parent. But not only that, you have to you have to be fully honest with yourself, and ask yourself the questions. You have to ask yourself the tough questions. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right as a parent? That because like I said, the brain's not fully developed until you're 25, 24, 23. And another thing, um, another reason, a third reason of these is because is the type of parents that are being that they live with, and most of them live with with people who always wanted to be right, like you said on your channel. There are people out there that always want to be right instead of being happy, and they're so obsessed with being right that they lose sight of their they lose sight of their character, the motivation, their goal, their main goal in life, and most importantly, their children. That and that to me is that and I do not support any parent that does that, because that is a child. Think about that. You're and think about the things that you're doing. You sit out there. You you're always on staring at a screen on devices. This is the age of technology. Just think about it. You stare at that screen. You spend more time staring at a screen than looking at your child. Just think about that. And and for a 17-year-old to think about that, it is not a pretty sight. It really is sad, and it's disgusting. And I do not condone it, and I do not condone that. I do not support that. That honestly needs to stop. You need to pay attention to us, because because like many parents say to their children, um, um, we are your life, quote unquote. So when you say that, we're thinking that you mean it with your chest. That's one of your principles that you set forth. And for those parents to not to go against that, stare at a screen more, spend more time staring at a screen than their own children. That 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 goes to show that you can't lead. You are not you cannot raise kids, because you don't raise you would never raise your child to be that way. And, and that and to all the parents that condone that, that that they are disgusting human beings, and they need to get rid of that bad habit. And that's all I wanted to say on that.
Man, I definitely agree. You know, I always, try my best to always think about what can I do to be a better dad. Because sometimes when you're raised a certain way, you may think that you can raise your children the exact same way, but I'm noticing that you can't. You really can't. Every child is different, and you have to cultivate them differently. So I definitely agree with that. And I think one thing too, something that my parents didn't really do, that I do, with my sons, is I apologize when I feel like I was wrong. Growing up, my parents felt like they didn't have to apologize when they were wrong. You know, um,
As I
they,
said,
say that again, bro.
we're doing that.
Say that again. You was breaking up.
I I applaud you for doing that. I applaud you for doing that.
Yeah, man, because I don't one thing I don't want is I don't want my children to be afraid of me, and I don't want them to resent me. Those are the two things I fear. I fear for my sons to resent me or to be afraid of me, and I'm a big guy. I got a deep voice. I'm a tall guy. So just my presence alone scares people. So I know, if I'm not careful sometime on how I deliver my message, it could come off like I'm attacking them. And I feel like a lot of parents back in the day, they didn't stop and think about that. And I think a lot of children today are hurt a lot more just from the verbal abuse alone. Like they
and that's where a
it
lot of
tears them
suicides come
down.
from.
Right. Because it's almost like you're not speaking life into them, you know? And I always want to feel like that. And I always want my sons to feel like that. But it's it's kind of difficult not to do that, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to just be that way because as being a parent and knowing how hard it is in the world and knowing that they're going to deal with cutthroat people, sometimes the same way I was raised, I can kind of be a little harsh, because I want them to get it. I don't
It's
want
all
them
right.
to fail. I don't want them to I don't want them to be weak. I don't want them to be a pushover. I want them to stand up and be men and mean what they say and say what they mean and handle their business. So I know sometimes I could be a bit harsh, but I definitely had no problem with apologizing when I feel like I went too far sometimes, man. And I think that's something that a lot of us parents, if you got teenagers today, that's something that you need to do because you really don't know how it makes your child feel when you talking to them a certain way, and they don't, like you said, their minds are not developed yet, so they don't know how to process it. So
Hmm.
we definitely got to do that, parents. But my next question for you is, what do you think caters to um a lot of the what do you think caters to a lot of the teenage violence? A lot of people say it's music. They like to blame outside sources like music and things like that, and social media and things like that. But I want your perspective, bro. What do you think caters to the teenage violence?
Hey, if there's anything negative about your child, um, first thing I will look at is that I will look at the parents and see how they raise the child first. That's the first thing I will look at. Then second, I will look at what the child is doing in their life, what he's spending time around. That pretty much says it all. But to answer your question directly, you're talking about teenage violence, right? We're talking about teenage violence, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, for teen violence, that's pretty much from that. Okay, it's from two sides of the border. On one side, it's from a pretty rough, harsh life. You know, physical altercations with parents. My dad hits your mom. That sort of life. That can get you violent. Another thing that can get you violent. Another on the other side of the border, it's it's being raised into a honey bun, and too much of a honey bun or a cream puff that they think they could they think they deserve every single little thing in their life, and that's why most of them be on Dr. Phil a lot. But yeah, th- 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 those are the two sides of teen violence. It comes from really out a really rough childhood or a cream puff honey bun childhood. Those are the only two ways causes of teen violence.
Okay. My next question is bullying.
With the chocolate squirt. I was reading the chat, bro.
um my next question is about bullying because
Okay.
you know I feel like everybody that's in the chat, um pretty much grew up in school and saw people get bullied if they weren't bullied. And I notice and I notice a lot of children cannot deal, a lot of teenagers cannot deal with um cyberbullying and even bullying in school. Um, do you think that they're just afraid to fight back? Like, what is it? Like, why do you think bullying has become such a big thing?
It's because of it's one of the things technology. One of the negatives technology has brought to us. These scientists released these phones, these touchscreen phones, out into the world, and from what I heard, they knew they knew how going to behave, and he still put it out there. And to me, that is sickening. But being around our phones a lot, being on the screen a lot, on our tablet, that really sets off our behaviors and make our behaviors a lot worse than they are. So along with that, you're a little bit you know out of rough, or you're emotional. Coming to school, you're basically unstable. You're basically a little bit unstable. It just knocks your whole conscious into just past a line of unstableness. So now you go into school past the line of unstableness. Then you get into a bad conversation with somebody, and that makes you even more unstable. So so technology sets it off first. Then the people at the school, people who you deal with at school or in life in general, they just make it worse. Now, without technology, um, it'll still probably will be the same way, but but in a sense of your mental health and your ability to think and all that, it'll be a lot better for your brain than with technology. Without technology, your brain will be your brain will be all right. It's just that it's just dealing with the bully is the bad part about it. And now let me address the other behaviors of bullying. Um, the reasons why we can't handle bullying in the right way, because we have to defer to the fact brain's not fully developed, as I always say, and and, and we have and we're still young. We still have a sort of we still have a sort of connection to feeling and emotion. We still have some sort of connection to feeling and emotion within us, even though we are teenagers. And most of people think that we're heartless or stuck or emotionally unstable. That's not most of us. Not all of us are that. But yeah, it's it's a lot. Things about bullying that could set us off. But what sets us off first is technology, then the fact that our brains are not fully developed yet. That is a fact. That though we have to defer to that uh, as our cause. And another possible thing is the family, because we do not know if the parents have anything to do with this, brother, anything in the family, and that. If that occurs, then that says your unstableness father passed the line before going to school. So you're going to school with all these with all these problems, and you're far past that line of unstableness, and and, and that's a little bit that's a lot to deal with. It is a lot to deal with.
Right, right. Now, what you said about technology leads me to my next question. Now, you said without technology, your brain will be all right. Now, how do you tell the average teenager that has a cell phone, that has an iPad, that has everything in their household? You can go on the internet, like your PS4, you can go online, you could go online, your Switch, whatever device you using is pretty much, internet ready. So how can you really wean your child from being connected to this internet stuff? Because that's one way, when my sons are acting up, or they're not doing what they have to do in school, that's the first thing I take away. Their access to the internet and all of these devices. And it's like, you know, it's like they be sad, like they sleep they go to sleep, you know, it's
Yeah.
like they walking around drained. Like how do you like healthy wise, like wean them off or try to get them to say, well, I'm gonna just use this for this amount of time and then shut it down. Like how do you manage that today? Because everything is the internet. Everywhere you go, you can get an internet connection. So how do you really, tell them that without that access, their brain will be okay?
Um, the first thing I would tell them is that um, once you die, you're not going to whatever place you're going to with your phone with any internet because there's no internet where you're going. To be honest with you, honestly, they need a little bit of shock therapy, meaning meaning that let's say somebody's is unhealthy and they're eating a bunch of pizzas and stuff like that. You can you can look up on the internet or bring them an entire gallon of all the pizzas that of all the mush and trans fat and trust me, trans fat, it looks disgusting. You bring a whole gallon of that of how much they're eating in a month. You put it when they look at it, they will be shocked and they will say, "Oh no, no, no! That I'm eating that. No, I don't want to eat that." And that goes the same with everything else. But when this is a technology problem, that's when it gets a little bit that's when it gets a little bit difficult because because it's the fact that they know that their phones are bad. We know that our phones are bad for us, but we just ignore it because we're just focused on living life to the fullest. Well, that's most of us. But it's it it I would tell I would tell them to watch a video on YouTube um about I'll make them watch YouTube about how bad cell phones are, how bad this radiation because a cell phone generates radiation. Your TV screen generates radiation. Anything that has a screen on it, it generates radiation, and we are observing our skin to a lot of that radiation, and that's what's causing us cancer and skin cancer, all types of cancer from that. So you're staring at this screen on YouTube or whatever, and you're getting cancer because you're on your computer or on your device. I mean, especially when you spend too much time with it as well, you definitely have a lot more chance of getting cancer. And they need to they need to get 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 over that. They need to um find a way deep down inside them to cut it off. They it takes self discipline for them to to take the knowledge, because you because you could tell us what to do and all, but we can easily forget things on purpose. We do that on purpose, but really does take self discipline and self respect and a certain type of love and affection for yourself to actually take in the information and take in um take in these warning signs people are telling us about. And I feel like I feel like that they need to um open about it, open their minds about that. That they need to they need to be a little bit of show some self responsibility, self discipline, and open up about it, and open their minds to it.
Got you. So really teach them that it's an health issue. That's that's a good
Yes.
way. I think that they would take heed to it instead of, you know, telling them, you know, oh, it's just not good for you, but really show and prove to them why it's not good and what it's actually doing. That's a great idea, man. I'm
Hmm.
gonna definitely do that. I got a few more questions for you, bro, and then I'm gonna let you go. Um,
Okay.
my next question is um sexuality. A lot of, you know, the teenagers now, they're showing this they're gravitating more to this alternative lifestyle thing. Where do you think that's coming from? Do you think that's a natural thing, or do you think social media and all of these things play a factor into that too? Far as, you know, a lot of, you know, you're seeing a lot of young kids coming out saying that, you know, they're gay, they're bisexual, and they're transgender, and they're getting younger and younger. So what do you think is catering to that?
Um, what I think is catering to that is that they're being open, they're being honest with themselves, they're showing self discipline, self respect, all the qualities that they should be that they should be taught and learned. And 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 and, and most of these kids that come out and say those things, um their parents do not usually support them in that, and makes the road a lot harder for them. And to me that gives me a lot more respect for them, because because your parents pretty much help you get to where you are now, but they can be just as much as a roadblock for you, as big as a roadblock for you. So I have huge respect for to any teenager of my generation that came out and say the things that they said, with all the things that they have going on in their personal lives. I have a lot more I have a ton of respect for people like 14s 14s that went through that. and you know they're being set up the right way. They're being set up in um being honorable, a little being honorable. That there's and most importantly, they establish their principles. They establish their principles where they are. They say I am here, and I am this person, and I'll be this person for the rest of my life. That's what they're saying, and I applaud them for that. You have to applaud them for that, because that is the most responsible thing that you can do for you and for yourself and for your well-being.
Okay, okay. Um, I never looked at it like that. That's interesting, and it makes a lot of sense too. You know. My last question is, do you see yourself in the future being like a teen advocate, like one who pushes for the things that we just discussed in this interview? Do you see yourself advocating for the youth because you're young yourself? You pretty much understand what they're going through. You know, you're still going through things, but you know how to deal with certain things based on how you were raised and things that you you deal with, like how you focus your energy and your time. So do you see yourself being a youth advocate, or um some type of counselor or anything like that?
Um, all right, honestly, I've always I'll always do something to help out any of the youth, and especially the children, the teenagers, because the fact is that they are our future. The children are our future, and I want to be responsible, and I want to take responsibility and showing them how, the right way to live life and what to avoid in life, and it's it. Oh, by the way, I used to coach little kids at the recreation center. I used to coach football for little kids at the recreation center, so I know a little bit about that. I'm already doing that, but am I going to continue to do that? Yes, but in a sort of but in a way that will benefit all kids, and not just kids in a particular category, because because it because we need to take responsibility for the youth, and I feel like parents need to take responsibility, and not just their child, but the children that are coming on up in life. That, I mean, you have to tell them what to do or anything. You just give them a little advice about life, and that's pretty much all you can do. Or the best thing you can do. The best thing you could do is serving a serve your community, do a community kitchen, a get together at a church. Yeah, I mean, those things are always good. Doing stuff like that is always good, especially for a community. And that's pretty much it. I'll always support any youngling out there that is going through stuff, and they want to and they need somebody to talk to. I'll be more willing to do that. But it is up to but we have to give them a voice. We have to give them a voice, and they have a voice that it just needs to be heard. And I'm willing to sit down and listen to everything that you say, or anybody says, or any child says that they're going through, and I'll be more than willing to help you out in whatever situation that you are in. Because at the end of the day, that is part of my character. It's part of my character. It's part of my principles, and I cannot go against that. Even when even if I'm on the dark side, I cannot go against my principles. That I cannot go against my heart. because my heart tells me everything I need to know, and using my brain, and my brain is there to guide me, and I want every kid out there to be to find some way to slip through the cracks. I know there are some cracks out there, but slip through the cracks, and get out there and voice your opinion. I know some of them are afraid, and I completely understand that. But you have to establish your feet. You have to stand high, look up at the sun, because your future is that high and that bright. And you have to take a stand and say, no, not anymore. This is my life, and I want to take control of it. You have to be self-discipline, respect, and have a sense of dignity and pride. Well, pride goes along with your principles, so it's pretty much the same thing. But that's pretty much it. And I always will give back to my community, and I will do something to help out the little younglings, the little ones that are coming up, because they are our future, and I have confidence in them that they'll make things better. That they'll make things better for us, and for the younglings that are looking down from them. So that's all I wanted to say on that.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. I definitely enjoyed this conversation with you. I definitely look forward to doing future shows with you. My line is always open for you. You can email me. I always get back to you, bro. I appreciate you. And one more
You
thing
too.
before we close out, um, can you leave a small message for the youth? Just something that if you was able to speak in front of a certain amount of kids right now, what would be your exiting message for them?
When you go to sleep at night, sleep with forgiveness, sleep with your heart open, and it will guide you to your principles in life. That's all I wanted to say.
Wow, that was big, man. Shit, man, I need to do the same thing, bro. But I appreciate you, my brother. Like I said, you can always hit me up. We could chop it up. Um, Hopefully, I could come back on your platform. Just give me a heads up about it, and we'll always stay in communication, brother. I really appreciate you, man.
You too. You too.
And
Respect.
you have a good night. You stay safe. And like I said, my line is always open for you, brother. And I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your wisdom, and man, just stay steadfast in whatever you want to do. I want to let you know I'm proud of you. I'm proud to hear that you're focused, and that not only have you done a lot, but you aspire to do more. And I appreciate that. I commend that to the highest degree, brother.
Salute to you.
So
Hey, hey, one more thing.
no doubt, I'm listening.
Um, um, I'm speaking to you as a father. It's not your fault, and I want you to don't be don't be stressed out about raising your son. You just got to be happy, and find your heart, and do what you feel like that needs to be done. And I would stay true to your principles as well. That's all I wanted to tell you.
I appreciate that, bro. Just to hear it from a younger guy, man. That's only a few years older than my son. I appreciate that, man. So, you know, um, I commend you, brother. Just keep doing your thing, man. Like I said, stay safe and proud of you, man. So I definitely want to let you know that because I really am, man. Um I know you're gonna be great one day. You're going to make an impact in society, especially um on the youth. I can really hear that in you. And I can see one day seeing you or hearing about you doing something really great, man. So shout out to you, brother. Um I appreciate you once again, and I appreciate everybody in the chat for tuning in. Um I'm gonna put my brother's link to his channel in the chat room once again. Y'all go over there. Y'all support him at over there at 89 Education. And from that channel, you can find all his other channels. I appreciate
Mm-hmm.
all the love and the support here for Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1. This is my brother, 89 TV. And if y'all haven't yet, support the channel. And I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great night and peace.